Hey, good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. It is your principal, Mr. Webb, and I have got a couple awesome things going on. First of all, I'm so excited that I get to see you guys very, very soon, right? Like summer, I know. Summer is almost over, but I'm excited because it gets really lonely around here without you guys. So I'm excited that you're going to be coming back. I hope you're coming back. Anyway, I have a book today called A Fine, Fine School that I would like to read to you. And I want you to be listening because at the end of the book, I suppose you could, fast forward if you need to. But at the end of this, I have a big challenge for you. And a big reward if we meet that challenge. So you're going to want to pay attention to the end of this as well. So let's jump right into our story, A Fine, Fine School. And this is written by Sharon Creech and illustrated by Harry Bliss. And it's called A Fine, Fine School. I'm going to get a drink of water so my reading voice is ready to go. All right, I am ready for A Fine, Fine School. Now, first thing you got to notice, look at this guy right here. Hey, that's me. That's Mr. Webb. And he has a fine, fine school here at Warsaw Elementary. All right. Mr. Webb was a principal. Hey, look, there I am. Mr. Webb was a principal who loved his school. Every morning he strolled down the hallway and saw the children in their classes. He saw them learning shapes and colors and numbers and letters. He saw them reading and writing and drawing and painting. He saw them making dinosaurs and forts and pyramids. Oh, he would say, aren't these fine children? Aren't these fine teachers? Isn't this a fine, fine school? That's exactly what I say every day when I'm here at school. Yeah. Near Mr. Keen's school, Tilly lived with her parents and her brother and her dog Beans in a small house next to a big tree. On Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, Tilly went off to school. At school, Tilly learned her shapes and colors and numbers and letters. And sometimes when she saw Mr. Webb standing in the hallway, he waved. Aren't these fine children, he said to himself. Aren't these fine teachers? Isn't this a fine, fine school? On the weekends, Saturdays and Sunday, Tilly climbed her favorite tree, and she took Beans on walks and threw sticks, and she pushed her brother on a swing and tried to teach him how to skip. But on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, Tilly went off to school. Beans and her brother did not like to see her go. Hurry, hurry, hurry home, her brother called. Well, one day Mr. Webb called all the students and teachers together, and he said, this is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school on Saturdays too. The teachers and the students did not want to go to school on Saturdays. But no one knew how to tell Mr. Webb that. He was so proud of the children and of the teachers, all of the learning they were doing every day. And so that Saturday, Tilly set off for school. But it's Saturday. What about the swings? Her brother called. The following month, Mr. Keen announced, this is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school on Sundays too. The teachers and the students did not want to go to school on Sundays. But no one knew how to tell Mr. Webb that. He was so proud of the children and the teachers, of all the learning they were doing every day. And so that Sunday, Tilly set off for school. But it's Sunday. What about skipping, her brother called. The following month, Mr. Webb called everyone together and said, "This is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school on holidays too, on Easter and Ramadan and Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah, on all the holidays on every calendar." Well, the teachers and the students did not want to go to school on holidays, but no one knew how to tell Mr. Webb that. He was so proud of the children and the teachers, of all the learning they were doing every single day. And so on Christmas, Tilly set off for school. But it's Christmas. What about Christmas, her brother called. The following month, Mr. Webb called everyone together and said, "This is such a fine, fine school. I love this school. Let's have more school. From now on, let's have school in the summer too, all summer long, every single day." "How much will we learn?" he said. "We can learn everything. We'll learn about numbers and letters and colors and shapes, and the Romans and the Egyptians and the Greeks. We'll learn about dinosaurs and castles and everything. We will learn everything." Well, the teachers and the students did not want to go to school on Saturdays and Sundays and holidays and all summer long, every single day. But no one knew how to tell Mr. Webb that. He was so proud of the children and the teachers, of all the learning they were doing every day. And so on the first day of summer, Tilly set off for school. But it's summer. What about summer, her brother called. And that day, Tilly went to see Mr. Webb. She stood in his office in front of his desk. "What a fine, fine school this is," Mr. Webb said. "What amazing things everyone is learning." "Yes," Tilly said, "we certainly are learning some amazing things." "A fine, fine school," Mr. Webb said. "But," Tilly said, "not everyone is learning." "What?" Mr. Webb said, and he looked very worried. "Who isn't learning? Tell me, and I will see that they learn." "Well, my dog Beans hasn't learned how to sit," Tilly said, "and he hasn't learned how to jump over the creek." "Oh," Mr. Webb said, "and my little brother hasn't learned how to skip or swing." "Oh," Mr. Webb said. "And she said, "But you go to school," Mr. Webb said, "to our fine, fine school." "True," Tilly said, "but I haven't learned how to climb very high in my tree, and I haven't learned how to sit in my tree for a whole hour." "Oh," Mr. Webb said. That day, Mr. Webb walked up and down the halls looking at the children and the teachers. Up and down he walked, up and down, up and down. The next morning, Mr. Webb called everyone together. The children and the teachers were very worried. Mr. Webb said, "This is a fine, fine school with fine, fine children and fine, fine teachers, but not everyone is learning." The children and the teachers were very, very worried. Mr. Webb said, "There are dogs who need to learn how to sit and how to jump creeks." What did he mean? Was he going to make their dogs come to school? Now, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? Was he going to make their dogs come to school? "Well, there are little brothers and sisters who need to learn how to swing and how to skip." What did he mean? Was he going to make their younger brothers and sisters come to school too? The children and the teachers were very, very, very worried. And you, all of you children and teachers, you need to learn how to climb a tree and sit in it for an hour, Mr. Webb said. The children and the teachers were very worried. If you do climb trees, make sure you ask your parents first. And from now on, we will not have school on Saturdays or Sundays or holidays or in the summer. A huge, enormous roar cheered, soaring up to the ceiling and floated out to the window so that everyone in the town heard the fine, fine children and the fine, fine teachers shout, "Fine, fine, fine." And the fine, fine children and the fine, fine teachers lifted Mr. Webb up. Don't try that at home either. And they carried him down the hallway and out the doors and through the town and up and down and in and out, and everywhere they went, the people said, "What a fine, fine school with such fine, fine teachers and fine, fine children and a fine, fine principal." The end. Boys and girls, I think you know what this means. I think you can learn anytime, anywhere, right? You don't have to be just at school to learn. There's tons of stuff to learn at home. There's a whole great big world to explore. All righty. Well, I said I had a challenge for you. So at the end of the school year, the teachers, the reading teachers, had a reading incentive. And I wish I had a copy of it here, but I can't seem to quite find it. But there was a whole bunch of little tasks that you could do, and you had to do a certain amount and bring it back to school. And there's like read with a friend or read a comic book or just lots of different things for reading, right? Well, my challenge is if we get half the school, so I'm going to say, we're roughly 400. So I'm going to say if we get 200 of those brought back by the end of the first full week of school, that's not even the first week, the first full week of school, if we can get 200 of those reading challenges brought back here to school, I will dye my beard pink. Yes, pink. And I'm not trimming it at all this whole summer. So it's going to be, so it's going to be a little bigger, and it's going to be, well, it'll be pink, but we've got to get 200 of those things back. So I hope you can find it. We've got, I don't know what the date is. It's going to be the second week of school, which is the first full week. If we, by that Friday, if I get 200 of those, I will dye my beard pink, and you will see Mr. Webb with a pink beard. How cool would that be? So keep reading, keep learning, keep enjoying your summer, be safe, and we will see you soon. And I am so excited that school is coming. We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your summer, and we will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Bye.